There are millions of things that I have planned to do but never got around to doing. Sometimes because some other work took priority, sometimes because I felt lazy, but more often than not because I simply forgot. It's fair to assume that that is a pretty common problem. I mean, the brain is like a whiteboard. There's only so much information you can write on it before you erase something. Instead of cluttering up my brain with all the things that need to be done, I've started to put my trust in a simple system to collect all my ideas, tasks, projects, and plans, and for once, I'm getting things done. Now, this system, the GTD system, is simple. In fact, it's so simple, it's foolproof. Instead of going through the theory, let's get straight to the implementation. What do you want to do? Or rather, have to do? Do you want to learn Italian? Do you want to compose music? Do you have to complete an assignment? Or do you want to be an Olympic gymnast? Want to send an important email? All these things, it doesn't matter whether they're crucial or trivial, they go on a list. Let's call this the in list. After you've emptied your brain, the next obvious thing is to process the resulting mishmash of thoughts. The first time processing is a time consuming task. It took me about an hour to get done with it myself, but once that's done, assessing ideas becomes ridiculously faster. While processing, the first thing you've got to ask yourself is it actionable? Can it actually be accomplished, and does it need to be done? For example, things like learning Italian can be postponed. This goes on a maybe list. Maybe someday when you're free, you can start to take action on this list. Things like being an Olympic gymnast, not very achievable for most people anyway. So let's just say this idea gets discarded. When the item is actionable, and by actionable I mean that something can be done about it for sure, the next step is to decide what action you have to take. Here's an important part. The action needs to be a physical and visible action. In other words, not assignment, but finish assignment and submit before midnight. This is the most important part of getting things done. Yes, you take a few extra seconds to come up with the actual physical action, but this ensures that the next action list only contains the things you can choose to do at any moment. Once you've decided what to do, you're not that resistant to doing that thing. If the action takes less than 2 minutes, do it right away. It's only logical. Instead of spending time deciding when to send an email, it's much faster to do it right now. If it takes more than 2 minutes, you can either put it on your next actions list or delegate it to someone else in the waiting for list. And let's be honest, unless you're surrounded by minions, the next actions list is where more things tend to end up. And finally, this is kinda how the getting things done workflow should look like in the end. Oh, and one more thing. You do not want to lose your $1 million idea of creating a Scientology-like cult, but since this is a project that takes a little more time than you have right now, don't let it pollute your next actions list, but don't forget also about its existence either. Keep the ideas and projects that you want to tackle safely planned for the future. I'd also like to suggest to you guys a few things for your productivity. What you can do if you're working in a team is probably you can use Slack or Trello, or you can prepare these lists on your own. You can use notes on your phone. So there are a lot of tools that are available, and you can leverage technology also for your benefit.